Everybody, this is Ray West from the New York City Groove Machine, known as Spread Eagle, and you are watching CMS TV. Spread the word.
It is Chris Aiken Presents, and I, of course, am Chris Aiken. And today on the show, we are going to spread the eagle, so to speak. A brand new release called The Brutal Divine. It is out on June the 12th. It is great. It is somewhat different than I expected, but I think that's probably what these guys want. One more time, it is called The Brutal Divine. And on to talk all about it is the vocalist of the band, Ray West, and, of course, the bassist of the band, Rob DeLuca. Guys, how are you?
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, it's great to have you both here, man. And let's get right into it, man. Let's talk about The Brutal Divine. Obviously, and I mean, I know there's the 19 album as well that was different, but a lot of people still, when they think of Spread Eagle, they're thinking Switchblade Serenade. And I know you guys know that. And this is not that, you know.
Okay, what is it in your, because we're so interested in people's opinions.
Sure.
How do you see it?
Yeah, what did you think was going to happen?
Well, I did not think that you guys were going to go 80s, vibe. I like the fact that it is upgraded and it is a more modern sound. Almost has like a punky influence to it in a lot of ways, right? I know this is a very modern reference, but it reminds me a lot of Rachel Bolan's solo record that he's putting out right now. The two of you have very kindred sounds as far as kind of that raw rock energy, sort of punky, sort of metal, not necessarily sounding like Motley Crue, and for me, that's a good thing. It's you guys could have gone one of two ways, and I guess I'll lead with that. What made you guys decide to not look back at your long distance past and just try to recreate that so that you could be a welcome guest at M3 or those kind of shows?
Wow, that's deep. I think we just stayed true to ourselves. Like we're a product of our evolution. It's like we've become such a pretty good live band over the past couple of years, and that energy is what went into the writing. And a lot of things we've had in the vault, of course, but it's no planned sound. It's just it's who we are now. We've learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
As writers, myself, Rob has become a brilliant writer, I think. So we've learned to just evolve and go with how we feel instead of trying to be like, let's write like that or let's write like that. That doesn't happen in this camp. We're just true to ourselves, if that makes sense to you.
It does. Absolutely.
I appreciate your thoughts, and that's why we ask, because we're so interested in what people think. Like,
sure.
What do you think of me? What do you think of me? But and everyone's thoughts are absolutely correct because that's their thought. But I will say you're the first person that has said it's kind of like 80s sounding, and it's
no. I'm not
me.
saying that. I'm not saying this is.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is very modern sounding.
Okay.
I tell everyone.
I don't know if that's. I don't know if I feel that either, but that's okay because that's great.
Yeah,
right?
I tell everyone that it's old school with new school sensibilities. We're still who we are, but we are in the now, and we want to be the best we can. So we use everything in the arsenal. You know what I mean? We don't want to. We're not the. I said the other day, we're not the Deftones.
Right.
And we don't try to get into that vein. We just try to be as true to ourselves as we can. Like, this is how we feel. Let's write this way, because it feels organic to us.
Right on. Ray, I'll ask you this. How different is writing for this than what you've been kind of known for most recently with Weapons of Anew?
That's a great question, Ray.
I think this is more natural. I think Weapons was forced.
Okay.
I was really like, I'm in a different tuning, it was a different mentality, a whole different kind of band, different experience. Where Spread is just really organic and it's very collaborative, I'm being true to myself on this album. I'm not trying to be something I'm not. I think this is who I am. I'm not a guy.
Right.
I'm a rock and roll blues soul singer. That's how I feel. So I think this is me.
Right
To
on.
me, that's how it sounds to me also, right? It sounds really natural to you. This is the Ray I know.
Yeah, I mean, I think I can fit. I think I can do a lot of colors, but this is the one that's most natural.
Sure. Is it most natural for you guys to take this direction of singing about more real world stuff? It definitely from digging into the lyrics a little bit here on the Brutal Divine, you're obviously writing about stuff you're seeing today. There's very little doubt of that. Is that comfortable for you where in the past you might have been telling more kind of stories for people to maybe try to relate to versus relating to your story, if that makes any sense?
Well, I think it's just these are universal topics. We can't help but not be, inundated with all this and not feel it and have to say something. If you just stand back and you don't say something or write in this vein, then it's just a bunch of horse shit.
Right.
Well, that was a small one.
That's
So
fine.
I think we're very affected by everything. So how can we not be at least expressing something about it in our way?
I think we always wrote about what was happening in our world. Back on the Bitch is about drinking nonstop, and that's what we did. Broken City was about our apartment on East Ninth Street in Manhattan, and this is about what's happening all around us now.
Yeah, I think the viewpoint, the peripheral is wider.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
I think as you get older, you do see things a little wider, so that's a good point, right?
Yeah,
We
a little
were
more
very in our
blurry.
little world, which was our apartment and the rehearsal space and the gig, and the
Well, yeah, I
bar.
mean, when you're a kid, it's like it's all about me, 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 me. And as you go on in years and mature, it's not about you. And that's a hard thing to get through the noggin. But once it's in, it's like, oh, okay, I get it.
Right. Let me devil's advocate this a little bit and see what you guys think. Do you think that maybe when you're in your 20s, when you're first doing it, and especially for you guys, you had a single, it did pretty well, it starts breaking. As a band, you all internalize of we're going to make it. We're going to hit big. We're the next Motley Crue. We're the next this or that. You get so absorbed into that where now we're all older. Everybody knows where you're going to kind of land. The odds of this, as great as this could ever be, the odds of you guys headlining stadiums is probably not going to be there where you don't envision it that way. So you're a little more cognizant of writing for yourself instead of writing for the masses.
Very true, because you don't have corporate voices in your ear, and people sort of like trying to manipulate you. You should really do this or do that. And as you go on, you're like, let's just write for us. And that's something that we've grown to love. So I get it. That's a great point. We
Excellent.
don't write to be like, let's go write this hit. Let's just write because we feel this is good. And if we like it, hopefully the audience likes it.
Right
Definitely.
on. Well, guys, let's dig into some of the songs here. I want to start with the one that it made me laugh just when I saw the title, and then when I listened to it, I was like, "Yeah, I get this." Flat Earth Vultures. I love that title. I love the kind of skepticism to it. Because it just seems, to my brain, it seems sort of silly. But tell me about that song, and tell me about what you're observing that leads you to write a song like this.
I'm going to have Robbie describe that one
I
while I
think
get my
it's
coffee.
I think it is silly. It's a commentary on people whom, I mean, I'm not sure what it's about. It's all very stream of consciousness, but it could be about people who get led easily and are uninformed. It could be,
Mhm.
but we love that song, and that riff is it's really us. It's really who we are, and
Yeah,
the video
just to
is
add to Robbie.
hilarious.
Yeah, just to add to Robbie, I never ever, and I'm glad you're actually asking this line of questions. I'm not ever one to dictate what the lyrics mean to anyone.
Mhm.
I know what the song is for us, but I really do, and this might be corny. I'm always about giving the songs to someone, have them interpret it their
Sure.
way, like as they would see a picture or something, you know. I don't want to sound like old Axl Rose or something, but that's how I feel about it.
Hey metalheads, tired of waiting for new episodes? Crave the real raw classic metal show? For just $4.99 a month, you can become a CMS VIP. You get every episode a full week early, completely uncensored and 100% commercial free. It's the only place to interact directly with the show, plus you score the Fast Pass, so your song requests get bumped straight to the head of the line on every live version. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe right now at classicmetalshow.locals.com and become a CMS VIP today.
No, well, and that's probably the best way to be about it, because if you go and tell the audience, well, this is about this, well, you killed half the audience that doesn't see it, or you don't allow them to relate to it because you've defined it.
Right, and
the
beauty of these songs, and especially the lyrics, and the lyrics that Robbie brought to the table, I must say too, on this song, is that it's just a really, you got to peel it back and really think about what it is. You know, you really got to listen to it a few times, like, oh, that's what he's talking about. You know, he hides things really well, and he puts things really cool. You know, I think Rob's great.
Thank you, Ray. Yeah, I think the truth is we don't know what it's about exactly. So it would be impossible for us to say, you know, it's a story about a boy and a girl, and the boy meets the girl, and then the dragon comes and eats the boy. You know, it's not like that. You know, it's about everything that's happening around. Lyrics are kind of like a swirl of life, you know, and things come in and out. But we made a video for that song with the director Frankie Falletta, and it's hilarious. And we had so much fun. So check that out. It was a blast.
Right on.
I will say that there's a running clown theme, so it's like the clowning of things, you know, and being clowned, and there's a million ways to look at it. The video kind of describes it.
Yeah, the video explores the concept of cowboys versus clowns, rich guys versus the people being taken advantage of.
Right.
So that could be one thing that it's about.
Right on, definitely. Another one I wanted to ask you about, Push to the Limit. Not so much to define what it's about, but I'm curious for you guys, what is it that you find that pushes you now to the limit? Is it a physical thing, a mental, financial? Is it still creative first that you push, and then you settle on it because of the create? I guess that's what I'm asking is, when you're getting pushed to the limit, what is the limit that leads Spread Eagle? Is it creative? Is it financial? Is it the mentality of being in a band? Is it the physicality of getting out and playing shows? I mean, what is it?
Wow, it's all three. You know, it's all of that, because the goal in anything is to get to a live show. We're all about a live performance. We're a live performing band. You know, I think we're a good live band. But it's all about that. If the creativity hits you and you don't get it out, it's about having the muscle to do that. Some people don't do that, and that can make you crazy. It can turn into a cancer. You know, you got to get it out, or you don't feel well. You know, we live to perform. We live to write. We live to, you know, get on the road. We live to pack the suitcases, to unpack the suitcases, to get in the plane, off the plane. It's crazy. I don't know really what drives us, you know, but every day when I get up, I'm like, I love doing this. It's the only thing that does get me out of bed, to be honest with you.
Right on.
I think that's a great question, Chris. And I feel what it's all of those things, like Ray said, definitely the creative and definitely hitting the stage. We don't use any backing tracks. We're a 100% live band. So playing live is important to us. But I think it's, for me, if someone said, you got to pick one specific thing of why, I think it's because this band deserves to be heard. And I felt that since 1990 or maybe 89. That we bring something unique and special that is just about Spread Eagle, and it's a crime that more people haven't heard it, and people have said that to me my whole life, but I also feel it, and so I think it's a mission for me personally to get this heard by a larger amount of people, and somewhat closer to what it should be.
Sure.
Let me add to that. I think he's right, because, you know, the mission is to get this band out in the know, because it's a lot of unfinished business. And when the more we play, the younger our audience is becoming, which is great. We've got a lot of younger kids coming. And when a 14, 15, 16-year-old says something to you that's really blows your mind about, oh man, you know, you guys are awesome, la 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 la, I like your band, you know, that's what pushes me. You know, getting the raw rock and roll experience passed down to the next generation and moving with that. You know, because without them we're nothing. We have
Sure.
nothing. So it's a really good, you know, getting raw rock and roll, this kind of rock and roll, back in the mix and getting it out front.
Right on. Is it frustrating for you guys that a lot of people, and I don't want to say everybody, because like you said, you've got a lot of newer fans that are coming, which is great. But is it frustrating for you that those old heads that come are stuck on first album, second album, that's it? You know, I mean, you guys know that, man. Is there for so many people, they stopped growing the minute Nirvana had Smells Like Teen Spirit. They just stopped, and they stopped listening, and they stopped growing with their bands. I have to imagine for you guys, you're super proud of this record, and it has to be frustrating when somebody comes up to you and goes, I remember you guys, Switchblade Serenade. What else have you been doing for 35 years? You know, that's got to be annoying as shit.
It does happen. They're out there. You know, there's two kinds of listeners, the one that are the hardcore and that's it, and the ones that are going to evolve with you. You know, so yeah, I get that. If I wouldn't call it an annoyance. It's just a necessary evil. It's part of it. You know, I think every band probably goes through that has the first album like that.
I wouldn't call it an annoyance either because it's so prevalent. It's like we're used to it. We're used to it. Everyone wants the first album. They, you know, they're awesome people, you know, awesome listeners, and that's what they want, and that's okay as long as they want some form of us. We're happy. As long as they come out to shows.
Yeah, I found that the people that do get into spread eagle music are very open, you know, very open, especially as we experience. The past 4 years has been really an amazing part of our lives, you know, resurrecting things, having Jami with us and then going out and hitting the road very hard. You know,
Right.
so we meet everybody. So, but there are those people, yeah, and you meet them, but it's more a point of humor than anything with me.
Sure. With today's world, and obviously you guys, for people that don't know, you have a very aggressive concert schedule coming for the next 6 months. I mean, you guys have a lot of dates. How difficult is it for a band like yours that doesn't have the Motley Crue or the Poison cachet of hits? You know, how difficult is it to get out there and not to reach the people, but to reach enough people that you can feasibly do it without going broke to do it?
Oh man, the devil's in the details. You know, we grind like crazy, and it's a Herculean effort on everybody's part. And, you know, Rob does a lot of administrative stuff, you know, and he spins a lot of plates, and I can't begin to tell you the amount of work that he puts in to make this happen. So it's you know, from getting in the vehicle to getting into to on the plane to getting into a car or a van, whatever, to get to the gig on time, to get the allotment of a sound check, you know, to have a decent show, to have time with the folks. It's a lot, man. It's 24/7. It's every ounce of energy you got. You're exhausted all the time, but there's no other way to live. We have to do it this way. Rob, I'm pretty sure Rob will feel the same way.
Yeah, we do whatever it takes. We don't want it to be. And so to answer your question, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. You know, we're in-house, not totally by choice, but at this moment we're in-house and booking ourselves, and it's very hard. But when it gets easy, we'll do it. When it's easy, when it's hard, we'll do it. When it's hard, whatever it takes, we will do.
Because yeah, like you said, right now we're self-contained. So until we get more people on board with this mission, you know, we're battling ourselves. You know, we are here. We are here. We are here. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of intestinal fortitude. This stuff isn't for the weak the way we do it. It's not for the weak.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
I don't think being a rock band is for the weak, period.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's like you're in conversation with people. I got friends that are like, you know, contractors and doctors and lawyers. What do you do? Hey, Ray, I'm like, I'm going to play this weekend.
Right.
It's just hilarious, man. But it keeps you youthful. It's everything.
Sure.
Yo, metalheads, what the hell are you waiting for? Metallica's And Justice for All just dropped in remastered 2LP vinyl glory, and it is crushing. Blackened, One, Harvester of Sorrow. Those riffs hit harder than a freight train, and the drums will straight up cave your chest in. This is the album that defined thrash, and now it sounds meaner, louder, and heavier than ever. If you call yourself a Metallica fan, then you need to own this. Smash the link at the bottom of the screen right now and grab your copy before it's gone.
It's funny because when you guys tell people, everybody expects you to be Mick Jagger, and they don't understand that's like 1/1,000,000% of everybody that makes music gets to be Mick Jagger. Everybody else, it's a real slug. It's a real sludge to get any level of success.
Like I said, you're exhausted all the time. It's a lot of humble pie that gets eaten. I've eaten so much humble pie, I should weigh 1,000 pounds. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a very humbling experience to do this for the right reason.
Right. Definitely. Let's see here. Let's get ready to wrap this one up, guys. Obviously on this show, we tell everybody, if you're gonna stream something, okay, go ahead and stream something, but buy something, for God's sakes. Buy a hat, a shirt, a vinyl, whatever it is. Where's the best place for people to go to buy something?
We have our website, spreadeagle.us. I think that we have Rob. What does the link go to for the merch?
Oop, sorry. Oh, you got muted, Rob.
Yeah, muted. Oh well, we're on all the websites. We're all the socials, Facebook, even TikTok, Instagram, Spread Eagle NYC, easy to find. We have on our websites is a link to our merch site, and we survive on the merch. So I tell everyone, you got to go to war, you got to wear the gear, and spread the word and support. And our fans I hate saying the word fans, our friends know that.
Right on.
Can you hear me now, Chris?
Yeah, you're just getting some echo flipping through your microphone.
Strange. I get this button keep popping up that I'm muted and I'm not touching anything. Spreadeagle.us is our site, and there's merch there. And also Frontiers has vinyl and the new CD. So you can go to Frontiers and get that, The Brutal Divine, and we're really proud of it. We're really proud of it.
Right on. Well, one more time, everybody, it is The Brutal Divine. It is Spread Eagle. June 12th is the date. I would say you could probably go to one of the places we just named and pre-order it now, and you should do that to help the band, because they got a lot of tour dates to pay for, so they could use the help to get out there. So, guys, this has been a lot of fun. Thanks for joining me here on Chris Ager Presents.
Thanks, Chris. You take care, man. We need you. Thank you.
Yo, metalheads, you ready to get your brains blown off? Blizzard of Oz is now on vinyl, baby. Randy Rhoads ripping faces off with those insane solos, Crazy Train blasting through your speakers like a freight train from hell. This ain't some lame stream, this is the real deal on wax, loud as hell and twice as evil. Links at the bottom of the screen. Buy the Blizzard of Oz vinyl and let it take you on a trip.